Hello, and welcome to your walkthrough of the Pearson eTextbook for the 15th edition of Educational Psychology, Active Learning Edition by Anita Woolfolk and Ellen Usher. The 15th edition of Educational Psychology continues to emphasize the educational implications and applications of research on child development, cognitive science, learning, motivation, teaching, and assessment in diverse contexts. Theory and practice are not separated in the text, but are considered together to solve the everyday problems of teaching. To help your students explore the connections between research and practice, this text includes a wealth of examples, lesson segments, case studies, guidelines, and even practical tips from experienced teachers. This version of Educational Psychology is called the Active Learning Edition because it is divided into 47 easy-to-read modules. This approach enables your students to engage with smaller chunks of text with more frequent opportunities to apply and connect what they're learning. In the 15th edition, the authors take a bold approach to face head-on issues of identity, race, and privilege in teaching. In every cluster, they consider diversity in today's classrooms. Portraits of students in educational settings make diversity real and human. In a number of clusters, there are new exercises asking readers to put yourself in their place as a way to develop empathy for many students and situations. The 15th edition also features increased coverage of the brain, neuroscience, and teaching, emphasized in Cluster 3, Cognitive Development, and also integrated into several other clusters. There are also new sections in several clusters on social and emotional learning and trauma-informed teaching. New What Would You Do cases and new responses from teachers around the U.S. and Canada include a case that asks expert teachers what they learned from the shifts to remote instruction during COVID-19 and what they will keep doing as schools get back to quote-unquote normal. The preface includes a complete list of new content to the 5th edition, including key content changes in each cluster. So now that we've seen the content that's new to the 15th edition of Educational Psychology, Active Learning Edition, let's take a look at some of the aspects of the Pearson eText that make it such a great study resource for your students. Video examples in each cluster illustrate principles or concepts aligned pedagogically with the cluster. Some videos provide examples of educational psychology principles or concepts in action by showing students and teachers in classrooms. Other videos show students or teachers describing their teaching strategies or experiences. A caption under each video prepares your students for what they're about to watch and provides some questions for them to consider. For example, as your students are in the module about Piaget, they will encounter video example 3.1. The caption reads, "The children in this video are learning something new about growth by observing a tadpole as it changes from day to day. They can assimilate the idea that the tadpole grows legs, but how can they accommodate their concept of growth to understand why the tadpole's tail gets smaller?" Let's watch just a brief snippet of the video.
Eliza, leave the boat here. We don't need our boat. Now we have to be very careful moving our chatties.
Every video in the Pearson eTextbook offers closed captioning and a downloadable transcript. The Anita Talks feature in all clusters provides direct links to relevant selections from Anita Talks About Teaching, a series of podcasts in which textbook author Dr. Anita Woolfolk discusses how the clusters in the text relate to the profession of teaching. A useful study feature in the Pearson eTextbook is the interactive glossary. As your students are reading, when they encounter a new word or phrase, it will be bold, blue, and underlined. They simply mouse over or click, and a definition will pop right up. It's also easy to highlight in the Pearson eTextbook just by clicking and dragging. Note that your students have a choice of colors for their highlighting, and they can also easily add a note. Students can even create their own flashcards. Over here in the left navigation, the notebook icon will take students to a complete list of all of their highlights and notes. They can export their notes as a PDF, essentially creating a personalized study plan. The flashcard icon will take students to a pre-made flashcard deck for every cluster in the text, as well as any additional flashcards they may have created themselves. And the headphone icon takes your students to an audio version of the entire textbook. So how do your students get access to the Pearson eTextbook for the 15th edition of Educational Psychology? This is Pearson Plus, our new eTextbook learning experience that gives your students flexible, affordable access to your chosen course materials. Pearson Plus offers students online and offline access via the mobile app, enabling them to read and study anywhere. This engaging, interactive, easy-to-use e-textbook experience is the only place your students can get the integrated videos, audiobook, podcasts, and flashcards we just saw. When you adopt the 15th edition of Educational Psychology, you will also receive access to a learning management system compatible test bank. In addition to learning outcome quizzes and cluster tests, the test bank includes one application exercise for every learning outcome within every cluster. The application exercises ask students to watch short videos, read scenarios, or think about a situation, and then answer open-ended questions. When used within the LMS environment, a model response written by experts is provided after students submit the exercise. This feedback helps guide student learning and can assist you in grading. Thank you for joining me for this walkthrough of the Pearson eTextbook for the 15th edition of Educational Psychology, Active Learning Edition by Anita Woolfolk and Ellen Usher. If you're ready to learn more, please visit us online at www.pearson.com or contact your sales representative. Thank you.